Recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Ashley, can I have roll call, please?
Jurdy. Here. Fisher.
Here.
Briggs.
Here.
Cavalier.
Here.
Kressel. Clot.
Here.
Menard.
Here.
Hidma. Here.
Okay, this time for the open forum. If anyone would like to address council on any issue not already on tonight's agenda, may come to the podium, state your first and last name and address, please. Hearing none from the council chambers. Chad, anybody on the bridge, please?
No one this evening, Your Honor. I will close the bridge.
Thank you.
Agent logged off.
Okay, no presentations. This brings us to the agenda. Does anyone wish to add anything to tonight's agenda? Do I have a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tim. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Got
Clayton.
Clayton? Discussion? Hearing none, can I have roll call, please?
Jurdy. Aye. Fisher.
Aye.
Briggs.
Aye.
Cavalier.
Aye.
Clot.
Aye.
Menard.
Aye.
Hidma. Aye.
Okay, motion carries. This brings us to the consent agenda. Does anyone wish to remove anything from tonight's consent agenda? Can I have a motion to approve tonight's consent
So
agenda?
move, Your Honor.
Thank you, Don. Do I have a second?
A second.
Second by Henry. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Don't we have discussion?
Discussion.
Oh, sorry. No? Consent? No.
Well, can I pull something then? I thought we were going to
Yes.
discuss.
That's what it would be to remove, if
Okay.
there's anything that can be removed.
I'd like to pull the appointing a city auditing firm.
For the 2024?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Remove
That's-
6.04, the resolution appointing the city auditing firm Miller McDonald for 2024.
Anything else? Okay, now can I have a motion? Oh, roll call.
Jurdy.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Briggs.
Aye.
Cavalier.
Aye.
Clot.
Aye.
Menard.
Aye.
Hidma. Aye.
Okay, motion carries. No public hearing. This brings us to the regular agenda. Ashley, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Item 8.01 is a resolution regarding the approval of the IRP loan guidelines.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
I'll make that motion, Your Honor.
Thank you, Clayton. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Henry. Discussion?
Can you articulate what IRP means?
Intermediary relending program.
So in the future, when we use acronyms, can we please spell out the entire phrase that belongs to the acronym? Because there are those that may not be familiar with those terms that are more familiar to us. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
Yep.
What this is the city has monies on hand that can be made available for relending. They are a product of loans previously made through a USDA grant. The city now has those monies available. In the past, there have been few, if any, written guidelines. So what I did was consult other cities' guidelines as well as League of Minnesota City guidelines, if they had any, and prepared these and sent them to the people who are on the committee. I asked them to review them, see if they had any corrections, additions, suggestions, and as it says in the resolution, I heard nothing regarding those other than one who said, I think these are good and appropriate, and these would then be the guidelines that would form the basis of the criteria consistent with our application for people to request loans from the Intermediary Relending Program Committee, which is scheduled to meet on Thursday. And we do have 2 applications ready for consideration. And today I have received 2 additional ones, but they would not be for Thursday.
Thank you. Further discussion? Hearing none, can I have roll call, please?
Jurdy,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Briggs,
Aye.
Cavalier,
Aye.
Plot,
Aye.
Menard,
Aye.
Hidma.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
Item 8.02 is a resolution ordering the preparation of the preliminary engineer's report for the 2024 street improvements, Your Honor.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve this
I'll
resolution?
make that motion, Your Honor.
Motion by Don, thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Delane. Discussion.
Yes, what this is a presentation of areas in the city proposed for either reconstruction or mill and overlay during this calendar year. It's calling for an engineer's report, saying what they are, what we prepared to do, and that report, when completed, would be presented to you, and we think that would be at the next meeting, saying, here's what we think needs to be done, here's why we think it needs to be done, and the basic parameters. Following that, if you accept that report, then there's a call for bids.
Thank you. Further discussion? Hearing none, can I have roll call, please?
Jurdy,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Briggs,
Aye.
Cavalier,
Aye.
Clot,
Aye.
Menard,
Aye.
Hidma.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
Item 8.03 is removed. Item 6.04, a resolution appointing the city auditing firm Miller McDonald for 2024.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Thank you,
Second.
Delane and Don, thank you. Discussion.
I was just wanting some clarification on, have we appointed auditing firms like in the past?
Yes.
And is this separate from like the additional things that we're doing as far as like finance is concerned?
It is separate, yes. This
Okay.
is
Just for the auditing?
just for the audit, the state-required audit for 2023
Okay.
in 2024.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? Hearing none, can I have roll call, please?
Jurdy,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Briggs,
Aye.
Cavalier,
Aye.
Clot,
Aye.
Menard,
Aye.
Hidma.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Moving on, reports, Corky.
A busy time. I've had multiple meetings with the city attorney regarding various issues. You should see next council meeting, proposed alcohol resolution for ordinances, changing that. Also, we've talked about some of the structures in the city that should be addressed in terms of either renovation, remediation, or removal. The city attorney will be undertaking the processes for those. Also, we had multiple meetings to discuss the pool. You'll become aware, I think as time goes on now in the next 2 weeks or so, there are some major issues there. There will be information presented to the park board at its next meeting regarding the studies which you've seen both from 22 and 23, and then usages, users, revenues, expenditures. So you'll be hearing about that. We've had quite the time there. We met with Rich Clausen and Widseth on more than one occasion regarding street updates. You saw the results of those meetings tonight in the resolution and what needs to be done. Had more than one meeting with the AIC representatives. They are interested in acquiring additional land. We're working with them as well as other potential users of the industrial park to draft out parameters. And next meeting on the 22nd, you will see here the deed representative giving us a report regarding how that might work out there, how might be future development at the industrial park, not with names, but with areas carved out for potential users. And Chet Bodine from the area deed representative will be here to make a formal presentation. And then we have had just recently meetings with the parties interested in the Crookston Inn. Believe it or not, we met prior to today's announcement and worked with the bank and worked with the present operators to try to see what we could do with them and for them. And those discussions continued for a number of hours today. So we are looking at that and trying to be helpful and trying to involve the people with business plans who can help facilitate that. And I think that's moving in a positive direction. Also referred to the EDA for what they could maybe potentially help with. So that's where we're at. Nothing else.
Thank you, Corky. Start with Greg tonight, anything?
Good evening. Yeah, just to go along with Corky, what he was talking about for that deed presentation, the city itself is going to be trying to do some planning and zoning changes for the, zoning changes for the industrial park that's down in, along Highway 75 in Ingersoll. Basically, I'm going to pass around a sheet. It's going to be changed from all the way. It's just a reference for, there's a 300-foot, 50-foot boundary around the area that's shown there, but it's basically a reference from changing from heavy industrial to light industrial. It will probably fit the clients that are interested in the property much better and or future clients. And it also gives you a little bit more flexibility with what could be put in those areas. So that's the main thing to go along with that. The meeting has been changed from January 16th to the 23rd. The deadline was changed on the, anyway, I did not meet the deadline for getting the paperwork in, but it was changed prior to my knowledge of it. So we had to wait one additional week for the 10-day notice to go out. So we'll begin the special meeting on the 23rd of January.
Will that be updated in the calendar?
Say it again?
Will that be updated in the city calendar?
I believe so. Tina usually does a good job with that. That's about it. Unless
Can I
you have
just
questions.
get points of clarification? So when we go from light to heavy industrial, or it's heavy to light industrial?
Yes, heavy industrial to light industrial is what we're aiming at here.
Okay, and what is the benefits of doing that?
There's far more flexibility with light industrial. Typically, laboratories, offices can be used in light industry, whereas in the heavy industrial, it's more the process, heavier plants. It gives you more flexibility. So there's other, I could go through the list if you'd like.
No, I've just wanted a brief summary of what that would be. Okay.
Right, it's just a lot more ability, and very few of the heavier industrial plants, for example, would be excluded in I-2 as well.
Sure.
So it's still a pretty good fit for that area.
And just to indicate, we have spoken with the present user AIC as well as potential users, and they all agree this would be more appropriate for the present use and future uses.
Thanks, Greg.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Brandon, anything?
So the grinder for the jail is up and running, and it's been in use for probably about 2 weeks now and appears to be doing a good job. So the guys are checking it once a week just to make sure everything's operating like it should. And then I met a little bit with Blake about the water modeling that was done on the arena, the CSC area, and then we also did water modeling on the new industrial park that you guys are talking about rezoning. So he plans on being here either next council meeting or in the near future anyways to present on that water modeling and where he suggests we go with that. But that's really the only notable things this round, so.
Thanks, Brandon. Chad, anything to report?
Yes, Your Honor. The three of us in the IT department have been very busy in the new year. We've been working on computer workstation replacement as approved in the 2024 budget. We've already replaced computers in the police department and within the finance department. We'll continue to do that across departments. We worked with Halstead Telephone to add the airport into our fiber services agreement. The equipment out there is up and running now, and we'll be working with our managed service partner Exigent Solutions to cut the computers over there this upcoming Thursday. So at that point, they'll be a part of our city network. And we are now working to implement our new document imaging system. We were able to actually work with our managed print services vendor Marco to, instead of purchasing a plotter scanner for that purpose, we were able to come to an agreement on a lease, which will keep that equipment up to date for us going forward. And apart from that, I got a text from our fire chief, Shane Helsteb. He's working on getting an alarm activated at our pool and won't be able to give a report this evening. And that's all I have, Your Honor, unless there are questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Audrey, anything? Thank you. Darren? No report. Thank you. Anything from Widseth? No report tonight, Your Honor. Thank you. Let's start with Tim tonight.
Happy New Year, everyone. I have nothing else to report.
Thank you. Delane?
Oh, just thanks to Corky for working on the Crookston project today. I think it's something we all don't want to see go by the wayside, so thank you for that. Also, I want to thank, we had a snowmobile race in town here, was it last weekend, and I needed some extra snow, and I got a hold of Scott Butt, and he was very good about just dropping the ball at the last minute and getting some extra snow down there, so I appreciate that.
Tough to find snow. Yeah. All right, thanks, Delane. Don, anything?
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you. Clayton?
Nothing to report tonight, Your Honor.
Henry?
Nothing from me.
Thank you. Christy?
I met with the CVB, and we had gone over the possibility of utilizing an app for like kind of one source of truth for calendaring. We talked about a lot of the current members possibly going off of the CVB based on just time commitments and their terms being up. And I think that was pretty much it. We talked about trying to find better ways to utilize the money for, or get people to be aware of the opportunities to use money to pay for advertising for events that are coming to town. So other than that, I think that's all I have.
Thank you. Morgan?
No report. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Christy, just when I was doing boards and committee reports, I mean, we did reach out to CVB and never did get an answer back, so kind of dust in the wind with that one right now, so. Just kind of FYI for you. Yeah, kind of a slow couple weeks. It's kind of nice not to be here since the 20th of December, so I think it was a nice break for everybody but department heads and our administrator. They probably like not having us around anyway, but anyway, I just also, it's official now, I can wish everybody a happy new year, and hopefully we have some great things coming forward. Just a reminder, there will be a Ways and Means meeting tonight. If nothing else to come before council, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. January 8th, 2024 to order. We got one item on the agenda tonight, and it's city administrator search discussion. So,
I want to bring you up to date to where we're at. One, if you haven't checked your email, please do. Our search person has sent out a memo to each of you and with some questions that she would like answered. Secondly, I did speak with her today, and I expressed an opinion that we would like her to be here to conduct these interviews instead of over the internet. She said she's more than willing to do that. We would need to line up times with you. She is available as soon as this Friday, may be tough, but more likely, she said, she would appreciate the 18th and 19th of next week, if you could all fit that into your schedules. She is willing to stay over, both during the week and even on the weekend, if that's more conducive to all of your schedules. So either Friday, which I said, I think, that's her now, no. I don't think Friday will really work, it's too quick, but next week, Thursday and Friday, and she would be willing to stay over on Saturday as well. She would be driving. I offered, say, do you want to fly up? Would that work better? And she said, I'll just drive and I'll stay over. So if that's your wish.
I mean, can't you do like, we're paying for that, right?
Yeah.
We're paying for her to come, yes.
Can't you do like a video conference with each of us?
She could, that's what she's,
I guess I brought it up because, you know, in the email I got, she'd like to set up 45-minute individual phone call. I prefer in person.
I know.
I mean, I don't see where, for me personally, I don't see what the difference is between a Zoom call and like them sitting across from me. And for the cost that we would incur as a city, I would prefer to have that than actually fly her up here to do something that we could
oh
do.
no, she won't fly.
Or, I mean, drive, whatever.
And
I'm just saying travel.
I would confirm with her, but I thought she said to me that would be just included in a part of the fee, even if she came in person. But I will confirm that.
I guess I wouldn't have an opinion one way or another if there wasn't any additional cost to us, but I just don't know if we can justify the cost if it's something that we could do via Zoom.
We are under budget, what we budget for,
Oh, yes, yes.
so,
I'm more.
It's already still expensive.
well, I get that, but I don't know, it's like when COVID was here, I was in a couple Zoom calls, and I don't care for it. That's just me. I prefer in person. I guess it's up to council.
I'm in favor of her coming. I like one-on-one.
I think so.
I mean, I guess I feel like I live in Zoom, so.
Yeah, me too. That's
To
all I do.
me,
That's
it's,
how I work.
it's,
I do.
it's no different. Right, like, I mean,
I mean, I do Zoom all the time too. It's not a.
I think I was on Zoom for like
it's a
4
fact,
hours
It's a
today.
fact of life nowadays.
Yeah, I work remotely, so that's all I do. That's how I get my job
Well,
done.
and I think we have to be concerned about these weather systems that are training in, and, you know, they're getting socked down in the south right now through tomorrow. There's supposed to be
can't
another
control
system
that.
coming in at the end of the week, and Lord knows what's gonna happen next week. So, you know, I think a prudent thing in this, in January particularly, Zoom doesn't offend me at all. It's going to keep somebody safe on the road.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll do whichever.
Here's what I'll do. I will contact her tomorrow.
Whatever she.
One, verify, would it cost us anything more? And if so, what? And does she have a preference? She was very, when I said we have some people who would be interested in personal, she said, I like those too. She didn't express a preference, but she said, more than willing to come up, no problem. So I'll check, and then I'll get you all a memo and.
Yeah, I guess if it doesn't
either
cost
way.
anything more, I'm,
Either way. I'm traveling next week also. I should be here on Thursday and Friday, but that's always like a 50-50 chance if I get out of Minneapolis to Grand Forks the night that I'm supposed to, so.
I'll let you all know. Secondly, a couple of things I just wanted to verify with you that she asked me in request for materials. Salary range. I wanted to let you know that we contacted the League of Minnesota Cities, 10 comparable cities, the salary range is 125 to 150. I looked at the salary ranges when Amy was hired. They were a bit lower, but they did top out at 135. And speaking with Jordan, his opinion from what he'd seen is 125,000 to 150. Are you comfortable if I represent that to Patricia?
I feel like salaries have drastically changed since 2020.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I think we want to be competitive in who we get as a
Exactly.
candidate too.
125 to 150.
Yes. Okay. Will the city reimburse candidate for expenses related to in-person interview? I said probably yes, for their travel here, hotel stay, if that's what you
generally
want. Is that what you would like to have done?
Yes,
I mean, I think industry standard for most places, if you're bringing them on, that you would.
And we did
But-
last time.
Yeah.
with-
Well, I also want to just be conscious of like how the last search went that we failed, that like all of a sudden we were going to take one candidate on and then we just decided to do all if we're going to do one. So I'd like us to be a little bit more discerning about the amount of candidates we're bringing on versus it just being a free-for-all. So,
And that's, she will help us with that.
yeah.
Okay. And then, will the city reimburse selected candidates' relocation expenses, the candidate who's hired? I indicated probably yes, up to, but not to exceed 3,000. Last time it was 2,500. That was Amy in 2020. So I just upped it and said, if that's okay with you all.
Yeah.
Okay?
3,000, you said?
Is that enough?
Right.
Is that enough? That's the question, yeah.
Well,
Oh, that should
you
be.
can always change your mind if it is a deal breaker. And we talked today, Patricia and I did, about the negotiation of the contract, some of the terms that would be in it, and just, she's anticipating after her contacts with you, be it personal or Zoom, she would then work with me and department heads about incorporating what you all said with a profile, getting the profile out. She anticipates then going nationwide advertising in the entire month of February, getting those results back, working through the month of March on sorting out candidates. I mean, she said, well, you know, when we get 50, it'll take me a while. And she said then in April or beginning of May, selecting out representative candidates for you all to review, and then make a selection about who you'd like to interview.
Do we have a job description already written, or is that something?
We do.
Okay.
That's what I have.
Basically, yeah, too, they narrow it down after they interview us, council or Baker Tilly. They narrow it down after the search to see what would be the best fit for Crookston among these candidates, and that's when we see the profile, whether it's 5, 10, 12, and then we kinda narrow it down who we wanna bring up here.
And then they will do video interviews, very similar to last time. She said a series of 3 questions to be answered in 3 minutes or less, which then could be reviewed by all of you to see how you want to wean that down from 8 to 4, or whatever number you all decide. But she will be soliciting people who don't necessarily express an interest who she might be aware of. And there may be some of those from Bemidji. They've placed someone in Bemidji in the last 2 months.
So I just want to emphasize, it's very important that as council, we, answer these questions that we're sent to us,
As,
so.
as soon as you can, she asked me
So
to.
that was my question. In the email, it sounded like I'm sending you these questions. These are
To
what I'm gonna be
consider
asking.
when we have
Yeah,
a
that's what I thought
conversation.
too.
I didn't fill them out. I had emailed her back with my dates, so
Yeah.
if we need to go and fill that out before we have a conversation, I just wanna,
Yeah.
I think we're all happy to do it. It didn't sound like that from the email.
Yeah. She made it seem like we were just prepping to have the conversation with
Okay,
her, so we
I
should have an
will-
idea of like what we're gonna
Yeah.
share with her based on the questions she's giving us.
I will confirm that with her tomorrow too, I thought she said that to me, see if they can get those done as soon as possible, but I'll confirm that. She's very readily available, she gave me all of her contact, including her personal number, she's ready to go.
Sounds good.
And that's all I have.
Okay,
Sounds
short
good.
and sweet. All right, meeting adjourned, thank you.
Thank you all.